Remember the White Castle's open pretty late, isn't it?
Yeah. Before it used to be anyway.
On the ratio?
Yes.
Yeah. In college, I could probably.
Yeah. Fill out the application, so you learn how to do it, and he gives me this. That's what I think. So I found it yesterday, and so I thought I'd ask you.
Well,
This one, you know, this one I don't even think is fillable. So,
I mean, that could be just an antiquated, we have a new website. Maybe it's just going some old site, there's still on the people.
you used to have the dates when these were
Right.
last. Modified, yeah, that's not on there anymore either. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do like a big town. Well,
Is this it?
since I did send out the email, I didn't get a, RSVP, but we do have a forum, I assume Robert's coming, maybe we forgot.
You want to text him? Do you have his number? If
I
not?
do, yes.
You guys have the right PowerPoint up. It says January.
Yeah, that's right. Oh. And BCA. Don't worry. Somebody would rush. Yeah. Better than nothing. That's, I thought I changed. I did that save bit. 2 hours. Oh, he's tight.
Hmm?
He's tight. He's right back.
Oops.
Yeah. Oh, he's got an online seminar. Not gonna make it. Tony's here, no to administer the oath.
All right.
Tony, what?
Say, will Tony be there to administer the oath, or would that fall back to you?
You can do it.
I think I can figure it out. All right. We ready then?
Yeah.
Okay. Call the February Graphics Commission meeting into session. Jamie, do we have any preliminary matters?
No, we don't.
Okay, we can call our first case then, which is GC 24-045. But before I do that, however, can anyone in the audience that plans to testify today or city staff, please stand and raise your right hand. Please confirm that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, with that then, we can call our first case. GC 24-045, 1025 Alum Creek Drive. Mr. Trimmer, this is your case.
Correct. GC 24-045, 1025 Alum Creek is located on the west side of Alum Creek, approximately 400 feet south of Livingston Avenue. It is zone CAC, Community Activity Center. The 1.7 acre site is developed with the eating and drinking establishment. Surrounding uses are a fuel station to the north, a warehouse facility to the south, a storage facility to the east, and a rail line to the west. The applicant is proposing to increase the traffic area on the west elevation from 16 to 55 square feet. To increase the graphic area on the north elevation from 60 to 79 square feet. To increase the graphic area on the south elevation from 16 to 42.3 square feet due to the lack of a public entrance. To increase the aggregated menu board graphic area from 30 square feet to 37 square feet. And to allow 3 roof signs above the northeast and south elevation. And to increase the height of the menu boards from 6 feet to 7 feet. Planning is supportive of the graphics plan. Columbus citywide planning policies state new signage should be designed to be logical and complementary component of the overall design of the storefront. The proposal is consistent with these guidelines, and staff concur with the applicant's statement of support and therefore are supportive. Division of Traffic Management had no comments, and the Livingston Livingston Avenue Area Commission recommends approval with a vote of 8-0. Staff can recommend approval. The proposed signage is appropriately scaled for the site and is consistent with the surrounding commercial corridor. Additionally, the roof sign and minor increase in the menu board graphics will not adversely affect adjacent properties or alter the area's character. Check.
Thanks. Can you please state your name for the record and confirm you've been sworn in?
Stanley W. Young III. Yes, I have been sworn in. I'm the applicant and agent for the property owner. And this is Mr. Morbitzer. Tom is the Senior Design Director for WD Partners in charge of the development and design of the existing new building.
Great. Please present your case.
Thank you. I'm not going to get into a lot of the details other than what the planner had gotten into, but I will tell you that going back to the original building did have 3 public entrances, which public entrances, basically, when you talk about wall signage, they do permit you to have wall signage, where this new design only has 1 public entrance, which is on that north building elevation. And so with that, it kind of kicked us into a variance situation on 2 of the 3 other elevations. The one most important design element, which caused it to kind of go into what's called the graphics plan, is the vertical extension of the 2 walls that go up on the east and the north side. We had meetings with staff and had discussed the idea. In our opinion, these appeared to be wall signs. However, staff interpreted that to be roof signage, only because you can actually see behind the wall sign and you can actually see the parapet of the roof, even though the sign is on that vertical plane. So that caused it to go into a graphics plan. And so we basically took and wrapped the minor variances that we had, which is square footage on some of these building elevations, and into the graphics plan, but also talked about each variance in detail. And if you want me to go into each elevation in detail, I can do that. Or if you've had a chance to review, I can field or answer any questions you would have subject to any specific question or elevation that you might have.
No, I think your application is detailed and explains your requests for variances for the graphics plan. Does anyone have any questions?
Stan, are you taking the quote unquote the parapet wall / tower off the existing building? Or are you rebuilding the entire building?
This is a whole new build.
Whole new
Yeah.
build?
Brand new building.
Yeah, actually the
Yep.
first of a new concept that we've worked with White Castle on for over the past year or so.
With this framing idea for the tower?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. They've done something similar in other states,
Mm-hmm.
but in the Columbus location, this is the first location that has this new look. They've also incorporated a separate pickup delivery entry, which is on the left side of this view here. So they can secure that entry at night, so that you can only go through and get pickup and delivery. While the seating area to the right has a separate entry, as Stan mentioned.
So the old building had a parapet wall I won't call it identical to this, but similar to this. And the only reason staff is not addressing it as a parapet wall is because you can see through it.
You can see, that's see through it, but if it was, yes, because you can see through it, makes it that the roof, that the top part is the roof. So, yes, if this would close, this would be the roof, but yes.
Well, even if it wasn't closed, White Castle's design is a fake parapet. It's not actually a supporting wall.
Like this one.
Right.
Like,
So those have all got graphics.
oh, these two?
Yes.
Okay.
They all have what? I'm sorry.
Graphics.
They all require graphic plans.
So this design would have had the same issue?
Yep.
Okay, so it's not because you can see through it, because it's
It's above the roof line.
okay.
Yeah.
Aren't a lot of parapet walls above the roof line?
Only if they're fake, like the Lincoln Tower, like the,
Yeah.
remember we discussed on that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But if it's a supporting wall, they have to be above the roof line, then they would not need graphic. Fakes are designed for graphic.
Okay.
Well, Marley, why did I think I believe you said there was previously three access points or entries and now there's one.
Mhm.
What's the reason for that?
Well, because White Castle's marketing plan has changed, and this building reflects that. And how it has changed is that based on the way that people now experience a dining experience, less people are actually coming in, buying a hamburger and sitting down. So what that means is that most people today are getting their food via drive-through. So one major change is they went from one drive-through to two drive-through lanes. They've also limited their operating hours. Instead of being 24 hours, they now close their dining area around 8 p.m., maybe 9. And they allow people to come in the one entrance, which is on the north side, which people can come in that order online app to pick up their food, or DoorDash can come in and pick up their food and actually deliver it to the clients. So they went from like 40 seating to down to 20. So the whole dining experience has changed, and that's why they have actually reduced the number of public entrances, because less people are actually coming inside to the building for that dining experience, if that makes sense.
Makes complete sense. Yep, less staff, less maintenance.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions? And
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Belabor this. If you go to slide 5, I'm just curious how that sign's gonna work.
Where it goes from White
Uh,
Castle to
yeah.
Night Castle, yeah, they're using, there's a color changing LED inside the light, the sign. And then there's a film that's on the top of the sign that changes from basically day to night.
The
So
film.
it reads different, yeah.
Okay.
They've actually done a little mock-up and it works pretty well.
Is that like the perforated film, day-night film?
It is, yes. Mhm.
Yeah, one of the interesting things I think is really kind of neat is that White Castle being so community oriented. For example, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they will actually be able to go in and they can change the background color of that logo to pink. And it'll be pink for that month, which kind of serves the community in recognition of breast cancer awareness. So kind of a neat concept. And with technology today, you can do just about anything with how a sign looks today.
But just so we're clear, that particular sign is just gonna have that content, the white knight.
That is correct. Yeah, the copy is just going to be either that during the day or Night Castle at night.
Gotcha. But then the color might change.
The color may change.
Gotcha.
They
Yes, sir.
have,
Thank you.
yeah, they have that option to change the color if so desired.
So the one sign can literally change the text on it?
Yeah, that right there is what we're seeing there. It goes
Yeah, I was
from
confused with that.
White Castle to Night Castle, yes. They initially had looked at a digital option, but they ended up just going back to more of the film.
no, there's no additional conditions. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the finding of fact?
I make a motion to approve the finding of facts as stated by staff and health.
Have a second?
So, second.
Vote?
Mr. Cavalaris? Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Cooperman?
Yes, and have a motion to approve the application based on the finding of fact.
I'll make a motion to approve application GC 24.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Cavalera?
Yes.
Chair Cooperman?
Yes, and your application is approved. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it.
Next is application GC 24-046-1535 Georgesville Road. Please come forward. Great, everything okay?
Yeah.
Good. It's one of the mics not
Oh,
working.
yeah, just make sure if you all speak into the microphone.
Can you not hear me?
I think it doesn't sound like anybody's mics are working. Adam's turning it up right now.
Okay, can you please state your name for the record and confirm that you both have been sworn in if you plan on testifying?
I have been sworn in, and my name is Rebecca Green. I'm working on behalf of Sheets today.
Drew Richland, and yes, I've been
I'm
sworn.
sorry, I didn't hear.
Drew Richland, and yes, I've been sworn.
Okay, Jamie, this is your case.
Yes. 1535 Georgesville Road is located at the northwest corner of Georgesville Road and Bolton Field Street. Site is zoned M manufacturing and is located within the Westland area. The 1.79 acre site is being developed with a Sheets fuel station and convenience store. Surrounding uses include a large retention pond to the west, storage units to the east, warehousing facility to the north, and automotive retailers to the south. The applicant proposes to install a ground sign and a temporary sign. Request variances to increase the graphic area of the ground sign from 92 square feet to 145 square feet. To increase the portion of the ground sign utilized to display tenant panels and changeable copy from 50% to 83%. And also proposes the installation of a temporary sign on a light pole and requests a variance to increase the height from 8 feet to 11 feet. Planning does not support the proposal as presented. Columbus citywide planning policies recommends in suburban areas, monument style signs are recommended, should not be taller than 6 feet. Proposed monument sign is 20 feet height, inconsistent with these guidelines, and as such, find the requested increase in graphic area and panels/copy to be substantial and not supported. Staff would consider support for these variances with a revived monument sign that's closer to 6 feet in height and more consistent with T2 P2 guidelines. The Division of Traffic Management has no comments. City staff recommendation as a whole, as stated above, the proposed height of the monument sign, as well as the increased graphic area and changeable copy are substantial and inconsistent with Columbus citywide planning policies. Staff would reconsider support for these variances with a revised monument sign that is closer to 6 feet in height and more consistent with C2 P2 guidelines. We have no issues with the temporary signs. Mr. Chair.
Okay, please present your case.
Can we have the little power?
Yeah.
Great. So this is another Sheets that we are installing and constructing here in the city of Columbus. This one sits, if we can just go down one, on a service road. It sits on Georgesville Road service road. So if you are on Georgesville Road going west of 270, past the Auto Mall area, this will be on your right. It is, as you can see, it's set back from the main road and on the service road at the corner of the service road and what's Bolton Field Street. So we are compliant with all these signs except for one temporary sign and our ground sign. Our ground sign contains changeable copy, so we have percentage issues with that. And our ground sign has an area that is larger than what is allowed. Allowable area is 91 square feet about, and we're asking for 144.89. As you know, that's measured by the rectangular space that encompasses all the cabinets. So some of that area is in fact just the brick of the monument style sign, the bronze cap, and some air underneath the sheet sign. It is quite a distance. The setback from this particular sign from Georgesville Road itself is about 120 feet. So it sits pretty far back from the main road because it is sitting right on the service road and not Georgesville.
Can you show me where it is on that?
Do you want me to stand up and?
No,
point?
just, I'm like, with the cursor maybe.
There's.
Oh, I got it.
Sign here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the very
I
corner.
got
It's with, I don't need a setback variance from, because it is so far back. The setback actually in this case runs the setback from, how do I explain this? The setback is not shown on there. It is right along Georgesville Road, Service Road. And I am within the 15, I'm outside the 15 feet that's allowed, so I don't need a setback variance. But the right of way is so close to this, is on our side of the service road, but from the main Georgesville Road. That's what I'm measuring the 120 from. Where people are at, most people travel, it's about 120 feet.
That service road is heavily utilized by traffic?
Not really. I think it is used by the good folks who have storage in those storage units to the east.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't believe it's heavily utilized. Most folks are on Georgesville Road, not the service road. So the most important, if we could just go to the next slide then. There it is. So can you go back up one? Great. So most folks, when they are buying gas or going to a gas station, gas prices are the most important feature. That is the one that consumers make their decisions about. So we need to make sure that those are visible. Those particular LED numerals, which change no more than one time per day, are 24 inches high. So using the international sign standards, they would be visible for a driver at 240 feet. If you go down 2 slides, Jamie, I'm sorry, you can see the 240 feet circle there. That is 240 feet from where we're going to put this sign. So you can first see those particular numerals just outside, at that red circle.
It's a service roads on both sides of the Georgesville Road.
I'm sorry?
There's service roads on each side of Georgesville Road.
That is correct. So to go across Georgesville Road, you do have to go past a service road, 4 lanes of Georgesville Road, and then another service road. That's correct. But as these prices are the most important feature of a consumer making choices, we need those numerals to be visible at a distance that people can make safe turns, because we're not right on Georgesville Road. We are on a service road outside of it. So because of this particular location's physical status, we need larger numerals for decision making, and we need more graphic area for that specific purpose. You can see I'm sorry, if you could go back up one more. You can see that the sheets is not, the word sheets is not the prominent feature of our sign. It is in fact the gas prices, because that is what folks look at. People don't necessarily just go and get gas. They get gas on the way to the Kroger. They get gas on the way to another event, maybe go to church or what have you. But they don't just necessarily are looking for a name brand. So in order to be competitive in this market, Sheetz needs to have visible gas prices.
But
Yes,
is this operating Sheets right now?
this is going to be a new construction, yes.
Oh, so it's not there right now.
It is not currently there.
Oh, okay.
That is right. If we can now just go down. So we've seen this one. And there's again, you can see at different distances that it is, hard to see. It's too far away. You need to be able to, because of this location, we really need to be very visible and have a little taller sign and a little better gas prices. If it's too short, if it's at 6 feet, obviously the gas prices are at grass length. That is not helpful for us. We need consumers to actually be able to see them beyond the grass, beyond the bumpers of the cars ahead of them. So if we go to the next one. This is the temporary sign. We're asking for one temporary sign that exceeds 11 feet in height. This is a temporary sign. Two are shown here. We're going to have one. And so I'm only asking for one.
For how long?
It will be for 365 days. We're allowed one at 365 days at a height of 8 feet. But because we put these on light poles and there's a concrete base to it, I need a 3-foot variance to make it 11 feet high. So that's what this is. We can go down one more. So these are just other signs on Georgesville Road. Beautiful snowy day. You can see that most of the signage for Taco Bell, Valvoline, all these other locations are between 15 and 20 feet.
Are there service roads for those signs?
Most of those signs are on service roads. If you look at the top, the Taco Bell, that's Georgesville on the left.
You're on service road after.
I'm so sorry.
You're on the service road in that photo.
Yeah, I think this is a service road.
You guys can see it better than I'll, yes, of course, that's right. That's the service road. So Georgesville's to the left of that. And then you can see that's a 20-foot Taco Bell sign. I believe it's a 15-foot Valvoline sign. Chipotle's at 20 and not a monument style sign. So this is a typical sign for this area. The Automall signs are all 20-foot on the Automall Drive. So we are just asking for similar treatment to our neighbors. We could just go one more, but I can't remember what's there. Yeah, that just shows where the sign will be located on the site. And I think that's my last slide. Any questions about this particular?
Can you go to the sign, like elevation? What is driving the 6 feet, 5 3/16 inch that sets the bottom of that gas sign? Like the prices?
This,
What's setting that dimension?
let me see if
Like,
I can get ready.
it's like what? It's kind of an oddball. It's like 6 feet. 5.
Oh, the base at 6 feet 5. So when they do these signs, they're looking to put the prices at the best height for consumer visibility. And then they build the base beyond underneath it. In this case, the 6 foot 5 inch and so many 16ths. It was considered that the prices should be at a height of about 17, 18 feet. And that is, the base just comes up to that amount. Again, because it doesn't sit right on the road, we feel like the prices need to be elevated.
Is your site even with the road?
It's a little below. I can't say it's substantially below.
Okay. I couldn't see that on the.
It's a little below. I mean, Georgesville Road is built up a little, but a couple feet, 2, 3 feet.
Because of it's a road bed.
Yeah,
I know the area. It's only built up because it's a road bed.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Strange circumstance.
Looks more like Texas than Ohio. Right. Um,
Is that just a vacant outlot right now?
There is a building on it, like I
That
drove
area.
around it. It's like an office.
That area looks like the building that's there now.
Okay.
It's a partially occupied multi-tenant, office building, basically. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can I express an opinion?
Use the microphone.
Can I express an opinion rather than a question?
Sure.
My feeling in this situation is that they've shown a good hardship needing a higher sign. and a larger copy area. I agree with what she's saying about, the decision-making is based on the pricing of the gas. Everybody looks at the price of the gas. They usually don't look at where they're going unless they have some loyalty to that business. So I think there's definitely.
I would agree, and I would note the C2P2 guidelines probably aren't occurring in many areas with service roads abutting a main road like this. It's a kind of a unique situation. Anyway, can I have a motion to adopt the finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to adopt the finding of facts as stated by staff and the applicant.
Have a second?
I didn't hear that.
Second.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Cavalaris,
Yes.
Chair Cooperman.
Yes. Can I have a motion to approve the application based on the finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to approve application GC 24-046 based on the finding of fact.
I'll second.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Cavalaris,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Chair Cooperman.
Yes, your application is approved.
Thank you.
Thanks. Last case, GC 24-048, 1355 Freebus Avenue. Please come forward. Never knew how to pronounce this street or this avenue. Jamie, your case again.
All right. 1355 Freebus is located on the south side of Freebus Avenue, approximately 180 feet west of Berkeley Road. Site is zoned R2 residential, within the jurisdiction of on the south side of the region. The 3.31 acre site is developed with a religious facility. Surrounding uses include primarily single unit residential dwellings. The applicant proposes to install a ground sign with automatic changeable copy on a site within a residential zone district. The commission knows, permanent signs for other uses in residential districts, an institutional use or a non-residential non-conforming use situated in a residential zone district may display one or more permanent off-premise signs subject to the following provisions. Such use shall display no more than 1 permanent identification sign directed to any street with up to 50% of the graphic area for manual changeable copy. Columbus Citywide planning policies state automatic changeable copy signs are generally discouraged. As such, planning staff does not support the requested variance for its inclusion and requested to be removed from the proposal. Division of Traffic Management requesting exhibit shows the proposed sign will not be located within 15 feet of the adjacent public right of way. We did submit that to traffic and they're now okay. And the Columbus Southside Area Commission recommends approval. City staff is recommending approval, although Columbus Citywide planning policies state automatic changeable copy signs are generally discouraged. Staff has consistently recommended approval to automatic changeable copy signs for institutional uses such as schools or religious facilities, as they provide information beneficial to their communities and allows for any conditions.
Can you please just repeat Jamie, what you said about exclusion from the application?
Exclusion?
You said a change in the application? That's what I heard.
Oh, it's, that's such staff.
Oh, they requested the automatic changeable copy portion be removed, but that's the only thing that's being varied, so. There's no height variance, no setback variance, no graphic area variance.
So city staff is recommending that the changeable copy?
The planning staff is, however, city staff as a whole is recommending approval with the inclusion of the automatic changeable copy,
Okay,
based on the summary of the.
okay. Can you both please state your name for the record and confirm you've been sworn in?
Yes, I'm Pastor James Benton, Fruit of the Spirit Church.
You get that?
Pastor James.
James Benton, Benton.
I'm Colin Brakeman. I'm with Day Night Sign Company. We're doing the install work. Yeah.
Okay, please present your case.
Yeah, so we have this sign here. It's a non-illuminated top panel. It's an ACM panel with vinyl with a digital sign underneath it. It's 1 foot by, it's about 1 foot tall by 63 inches wide. And basically with the building being very far back off the road. They don't have great visibility. So they, contacted us about doing a ground sign out front. And with what they proposed to us was they had the digital sign involved with that, which does require the variance. With that, they can, promote events at their church to the community, what's going on, how they're trying to, help the surrounding area out. So from my understanding, it's, support community events as well as get better visibility from, a ground sign instead of something on the building itself. But again, we're just here to get the digital portion approved since everything else seems to fit within code.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the reason that you're justified for asking for this variance? You have to be able to demonstrate a hardship. And that you touched on a little bit about how far back the building was or the configuration, but can you maybe give us a little bit more detail?
The church itself sit back so far back from the street, maybe about 50 feet. So that's why we wanted the sign to be up to your compliance. So when people in the neighborhood read the sign and know about the events we're having for them, they'll be able to see it and read it. Because the church itself, the body of the church is way back from the street. And the other part in the front is the grass area.
Yeah, so the entrance is on like the north, look like the north portion of the. Yeah, well, in the previous slide I was looking at. Yeah. That's a little weird.
So it says here it's single faced. It's only gonna be
just
sign on one side.
Face the street. Face,
Oh, really?
Priebus.
Correct.
You only make a single face?
Cause it's perpendicular to the road, right?
Mhm.
But it's only got text on one side.
Yeah.
It's parallel.
Parallel.
It's going to be parallel. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was reading the lines that it was sitting perpendicular.
I think that's just me calling out the setback.
It's
Yeah.
the
Sorry about
setback,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what is your setback gonna be?
15 feet.
15 feet
Correct.
from right away?
From right.
Is that right away like right on the edge of pavement?
Yes. According to the zoning website.
Because you're 15 feet back from some right of ways, you don't get far enough away from the street, a single face won't work.
There's a sidewalk there, so it looks like it's
Okay.
slightly, the right of way is probably a couple feet back from the sidewalk there.
Okay. Yeah.
So the sign's only 1 foot by 5 feet?
Correct.
Well, only the LED.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just doing the install work. We didn't have day night ourselves. We didn't have anything to do with the fabrication of it.
Okay.
We're just here for
Oh.
the install work of it. Yes.
Do you know, I mean, like the acuity of it or any details on what the digital capabilities are?
Yeah, it's just a LED message just goes across. When we turn it on, just say, we're having a dinner tonight for the community, come by at 6:30. That's all.
From my understanding, it's like monochrome.
It's
Just text. Yeah, it's not full color, like graphics or anything like that. It's just the monochrome. Yeah.
And Pastor, how will you control it in your church with a computer or is it?
It's just, you just plug it up
Yeah.
and it just automatically goes, just like like you see some of the stores where the lights just go on and then you plug it and it goes off. That's all I do.
Yeah, I was curious.
Oh.
And the South Side Area Commission approved it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They'll have to follow all the lighting controls.
Yeah.
Because
No flashing,
scrolling messages.
It's compliant, yeah, it has to be compliant with city codes.
So you can change the messages. It just can't be
Right,
scrolling.
right.
Constantly. You
No.
can change it.
Yeah.
It's just, it can't be scrolling.
Static
No.
things.
Correct. Yep.
It's an old school.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to approve the finding facts as stated by staff and the applicant.
I'll second.
Mr. Cavalera?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Chair Cooperman?
Yes, and can I have a motion to approve the application?
Motion to approve UC 24-048.
I'll second.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Cavalera?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Chair Cooperman?
Yes, your application's approved.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And with that, unless there's anything else, we are done.